Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. All praises and all honor and all glory unto Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Rakah Quadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and do well, to the elder bishops, the bishops in Connecticut, the brothers in the Four Winds, the elders that's still doing it out there in the Four Winds, preaching the truth with sincerity, risking your lives more now than ever, the hopeful elect, the elect, Shalom, to the Israelite foreigners whose phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel through your father and have come back to the fold. Shalom to you sisters, you Akhwathium, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence. This your brother Ram Yahawada with the lesson. And yeah, it's crazy that these that this dude, you know, the things dealing with so-called Israel or the Israelis, you know, they're saying, you know, Benjamin Netanyahu, whatever, however you say it, was mentioning as the Hamas people, which those are Ishmael. He's mentioning them as if they're Amalek. But it's crazy because the Lord punished King Saul for trying to so-called have hostages, in a sense, you know. So I'm gonna go ahead, you know what I'm saying, because this is what they were saying, and this is a thing that had a ceasefire for hostages.
This morning, though, we did get an update from the Israeli government providing really their latest statements and comments as that ceasefire ended. I want to turn now to the Israeli government spokesperson who spoke in Tel Aviv earlier this morning.
First an update and then your questions. This morning, after a 7-day hostage release pause, having failed to provide a list of more hostages for release, the Hamas army of terror in the Gaza Strip violated the terms of the agreed framework and launched rocket fire at Israeli communities. At 5:43 a.m., Hamas fired the first rocket from Gaza, and that rocket fire has since intensified, with sirens blaring across southern Israel all morning, including in communities that are still under mandatory evacuation orders, and in those kibbutzim ethnically cleansed by Hamas during its campaign of systematic extermination. On October 7th, we take note of UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres' statement expressing deep regret that military operations have resumed, and indeed we too regret that Hamas has chosen to resume those operations in violation of the agreement stopping returning our hostages. As we have consistently stated from the very beginning, Israel's goal is to get all of the hostages back. There will be no one left behind. The hostage release pause could have been extended to get more hostages out, and the government of Israel had already approved a sufficient list of Palestinian violent criminals in Israeli jails to proceed with an exchange for at least another 2 days. Unfortunately, Hamas decided to terminate the pause by failing to release all the kidnapped women as it was obligated to do so, and kidnapped children, and by resuming rocket.
Yeah, so this is 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 7. And Saul smote the Amalekites from Havilah until thus came it to Shirah, that is over against Egypt, and he took Agag, the king of Amalek, alive, right? And that's dealing with hostages, right? So we're saying, we're speaking of this hostage situation, right? But is that what the Lord told Saul to do, or even Samuel to tell Saul to do? No, he said to kill everybody. not to take anyone alive, right? But now they're speaking of this hostage situation, and that's ultimately what this is. You know what I mean? And I don't know if you heard Benjamin Netanyahu, whatever, mention the Hamas as if they're Amalek. Well, you're exchanging hostages. It shouldn't be no exchanging hostages, right? Right? That's not what the Lord said to do, right? So automatically you're proving that you're not the people, and the thing that you said is null and void, right? And it says and they took Agag, the king of the Amalekites, alive, and utterly destroyed all the people with the edge of the sword, right? Because this is war, man. That's basically what it is. That's what they're saying. This is war. So we're having a 4-day stop to exchange what is it, hostages, but then yours are not hostages, they're criminals, and our people are hostages, right? And that's just a play on words in order to so-called invoke the people who so-called support Israel, right? To make it seem like boo-hoo, poor you, these poor Israelis, right? But this is war. So either way it go, then you got hostages. Or you just say prisoners of war. On both sides, this is a situation of prisoners of war. That's it. It ain't these people are hostages and your guys are criminals and we'll let go of these criminals. Right? So that's the whole narrative, right? But Saul and the people spared Agag and the best of the sheep and of the oxen and of all the fatlings and the lambs and all that was good, right? Because that's what ultimately what they want to do. They want to save all that is good, at least according to that land, right? So that way they can run that pipeline, whether if it's natural gas or whatever kind of fuel or whatever it's going to go to, so they can fuel Europe, right? And make them some money, and now also they'll be able to enlarge Israel with the modern day Israel, right? What they say is Israel, and say that they fulfill prophecy by enlarging the so-called borders. But if you're in the land, you don't gotta sneak and enlarge the borders. See, because when we rule, we're gonna rule absolute. The Lord give us a new spiritual body, right? Where we're gonna be angelic and terrestrial all at the same time, right? We ain't gonna have to sneak around and pretend that we don't rule the world like these dudes do. That they rule in Hollywood and all the media places, right? All the banks, most of these countries they're ruling over, right? Through debt. All these countries they rule over the entire world, but it's all in a secret manner. See? But they all that was good and would not utterly destroy them. See, he didn't utterly destroy them like he was supposed to, but everything that was vile and refused, that he destroyed utterly, right? Right? Might as well keep going. Then came the word of Yahweh unto Samuel, right? Which the priest, the prophet, right? Saying, it repenteth me that I have set up Saul, right? So the Lord's going to be, the Lord is repenting the Lord that he set up Benjamin Nadahu, right? Because you're saying all these different things to be king, for he is turned back from following me and have not performed my commandment, and did grieve, and it grieved Samuel, and he cried unto Yahweh all night, right? And no one's gonna really technically be crying for you, but then again, I guess they are. All these simps of Israel, these so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians are crying over you, right?
You must remember what Amalek has done to you, says our Holy Bible, and we do remember, and we are fighting. Our brave troops and combatants who are now in Gaza or around Gaza and in all other regions in Israel are joining this chain of Jewish heroes, a chain that has started 3,000 years ago from Joshua ben Nun until the heroes of 1948, the Six-Day War, the 73 October War, and all other wars in this country. Our hero troops, they have one supreme main goal: to completely defeat the murderous enemy and to guarantee our existence in this country. We've always said, never again. Never again is now.
So yeah, so you see that he he mentioned this Amalek, right? Yeah, so he's mentioning these things. So I'm gonna read you the script that he's basically quoting from. So this is 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 2. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, I remember that which Amalek did. So that's what he was saying. So hey, through our holy Bible, remember Amalek. So he's saying that the Hamas is basically Amalek, when really he's Amalek. All those people in Israel, the Israelis, are actually Amalek, right? Right? Did to Israel, right? So he's saying, remember what Amalek did, and what did Amalek do to Israel? How he laid wait for him in the way when he came up from Egypt, right? Because they were the first ones to come out with the sword against the true Israelites, who actually are dark-skinned people with woolly hair, right? The so-called African Americans that you see today, the so-called Puerto Ricans, West Indians, Native Americans that you see today were those people, right? And it says, and now go and smite Amalek. So this is what the Lord actually commanded them to do, not to exchange hostages, right? Or not to take a hostage, right? And now go and smite. Smite means what? To kill. And utterly to destroy all that they have. All they have. And spare them not. We ain't exchanging hostages, right? But slay both man and woman, infant, right? Even babies. So all this exchanging hostages. See, this is the thing you play out in the world scenario that's today, man. The status quo, the what do they call it? Being politically correct. But the God of the Bible has nothing to do with being politically correct. So you cannot be the people of the Most High being politically correct in this world. So you're of this world, right? See, we're in this world, but not of this world. We're completely opposite, man. Right? That's the difference between them and us. And suckling, right? Even the infant that can barely start walking to the one that's still on the breast, suckling. Oxen, sheep. See, it said that they saved the best of the sheep, the best of everything. So they said the best of the little kids, or they thought was the best of the little kids. They said the best of the oxen. They saved the king because he was supposed to be the best because he's the top guy. They took hostages, but the Lord didn't say, this is not saying take any hostages or exchange hostages. See, but as you can see, he's referencing this scripture, but this scripture don't say exchange hostages, right? But you people are so blinded, he just make a BS reference like that, and it's okay. You know, no sheep or oxen or camel and ass, right? The donkey, kill everything, right? That's what's supposed to be done. Not exchanging hostages, and definitely not what King Saul did, right? You know why? Yeah, so this is 1 Samuel chapter 15. I'm just going to go ahead and skip down. And it says, I'm going to go 19. It says, wherefore then did thus not obey the voice of Yahweh, but did fly upon the spoil, and did its evil in the sight of Yahweh, right? So this is and Saul said unto Samuel, yea, I have obeyed the voice, right? Because that's that spirit of Cain, right? Saul had the spirit of Cain on him, man. Right? He think that he can give a BS sacrifice and it still be a good sacrifice, man. So it says, and Saul said unto Samuel, yea, I have obeyed the voice of Yahweh, and have gone the way which Yahweh sent me, and have brought Agag. And right there, he's already about to destroy everything he said. The Lord said, destroy utterly everything. We read that. Man, woman, infant, suckling, everything. Oxen, ass, whatever animal, kill everything. Everything. Right? So now he just already put his foot. Well, I brought you the King Agag, and brought King Agag of Amalek, and have utterly destroyed the Amalekites. Well, he's a king. He's a man, and he carries a seed, so he could still give birth to more. Which that's what happened, because that's what Benjamin Nadahu was in. Right? He's Amalek. Because that seed continued to this very day. But the people took, and now he's getting into that Adam and Eve spirit. They're gonna push it off on the next thing, and not yourself. Well, it was that woman you gave me, and then Eve. Well, it was that snake. It was that snake of a man. He came up slithering like a snake. And that guy, he tricked me. Well, First of all, you're a woman. You shouldn't be speaking to another man of another nation, right? The Lord said he forbid you to get down with that, so you knew better. But, here we are. But, it was the people, but the people took the spoils, the sheep and the oxen and the chief of the things which should have been utterly destroyed. But you're the king. You're standing right there, man. Kill all that. I'm the king. Right? You're the king. You had the authority. You're standing right there. But it was the people. They did it, right? See? And that's ultimately what the Benjamin Netanyahu and his Israelis are doing. This is a thing for a stage for the world. So they're doing a thing where they're fearing the people. So they're having this let's trade hostages as a to please the people, basically. At the end of the day, that's all that is. It's to please the people, but that's not what the Lord is about. Yeah, to utterly destroy the chief things which should have been utterly destroyed, to sacrifice unto Yahweh thy power in Gilgal, right? So, and Saul, because they figure when you sacrifice, I guess you kill them again. Like, I guess they're gonna die anyway. Well, we're not do this. We'll just take these over here and sacrifice to the Lord, which we're gonna kill them. So it's still like we're still keeping what the Lord said to do, right? If we don't kill them now, but sacrifice them and kill them later, what's the difference if they die now or die later? They're still gonna die, right? Wrong. That's not what the Lord said. Hey, in your mind it makes sense. You know what I mean? If you're thinking about it, yeah, you know what? Yeah. Why couldn't we go over here? Because that way what they were thinking. We don't got to give up our animals for sacrifice. We could take their animals, sacrifice to the Lord. Now we don't got to sacrifice our animals. We keep our stuff. And then we kill two birds with one stone, because the Lord wanted us to kill these animals anyway. Trying to do some slick nigga shit. But that's what even Esau's about. Amalek, the true Amalek, is over there trying to do some slick nigga shit, man. At the end of the day. That's ultimately what he's over there doing, That's what this is. Well, let's go over there and that's not what the Most High said, right? And Saul and Samuel said, "Haveth Yahweh great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices," right? Did the Lord have delight in some nigga shit for you to fuck around and you trying to play this thing so you could do a sting on the stage of the world, so you could be like, oh, we're exchanging hostages and we're doing this and we're doing that? Well, why ain't you just ruling the whole world? You're the people, right? You're fulfilling prophecy. See, but it's all BS, and these people are in gross darkness, so they believe you people, man. So Salakia, let me keep going. So it says and sacrifices as in obeying his voice. So the Lord delight in these burnt offerings and sacrifices, as in obeying the voice of Yahweh. Is it the same thing? Is it equivalent? What difference does it make if we kill the animals here, kill it there? Is it the same thing? No, the Lord said kill it there. Kill everything there. Do not spare. Utterly destroy. Do not spare. Right? I mean, right? Yeah. So let me say, as in obeying the voice of Yahweh, question mark, behold, right, which means feature eyes, look, pay attention. To obey is better than sacrifice. To obey the Most High is better than sacrifice. And Esau's been given a BS sacrifice forever, man. Right, all the way back to the Garden of Eden, when he gave that fruit, a salad, right? I don't even know if there was any fruit, but he gave a salad for sacrifice, right? Being Cain, right? And that's before he lost his pigment. And that's the reason why he lost his pigment. That's the reason why he is a leprous, a clean leopard walking around, and the only one that's a clean leopard walking upon the earth, man. Got you people full fighting each other. Every nation on the planet is a dark nation, man. Have many shades of brown. The only one who's a leprous man walking upon the earth, and nobody has nothing to say to him because you're all in gross darkness, right? But it says, yeah, behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of rams. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and ultimately that's what Amalek, all they ever do. That's why they have control of the media. Media meaning witchcraft. Media meaning dealing with all sorts of crafty situations, spirits and things. They're mediums, right? Dealing with witchcraft, trickery of the eyes, giving you this stuff on the news, right? With no proof, right? So it says, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry, because thus has rejected the word of Yahweh, and he have also rejected thee from being king. And ultimately, that's what the Lord do to Benjamin Nadahu. The Lord has rejected you from being king of Israel, right? Because you're not a king of Israel, right? You're false over there, and the Lord is going to reject you. He's going to reject all the things that you're doing, because what? You're not the people. You're not fulfilling prophecy. That's not what the Lord say to do, right? You're mentioning these scriptures, but you're not living these scriptures. You're over there having so-called kosher pig, kosher cigarettes, as if that's a thing, right? Gay parades, as if that's a thing. Pink cities, all sorts of crazy abominations over there, man. And you having war when the Lord said, once we get in that land and rule with an iron. Hey, the Lord said we're supposed to rule with an iron scepter across the whole entire world. You ain't doing that. You're doing it by debt. You're ruling the entire world by debt, and then you're ruling it in the shadows and the darkness and the secret, man. So with all that, I want to give all praises and all honor and all glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakal Kadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and do well. Salutations to the Akim and the Four Winds, preaching the truth for sincerity, risking your lives more now than ever. The elect, the hopeful elect, the elect, Shalom, to the Israelite foreigners whose phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel and have come back to the fold through their father. To you sisters, you Akhwathim, who listen and learn of your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence and a Baba Ball.